All right, well, it's mid-January, which is hard to believe. Seems like yesterday the 670 was leaving here. Just thought I'd give an update on what I've been working on. I did New Year's Day, I came out and did some polishing on the yellow on the 302 propane here. So you can see the tank's a little shinier. I worked on the fenders, both of them, just a little bit, just trying to shine up the yellow on this the best that I could I'm going to try to leave it more original. So the other thing I've been fighting with is the rebuilding the water pump. I'm busy soaking the spring there, holding that because it doesn't want to come out. And today's project or trip I got to take today is I bought this new stand that I'm going to make a rear splitting stand out of. I've got Joe Pro's stand here. I'm going to go over to a machine shop today over by Richwood, Ohio, and I'm going to get a plate made that'll fit on top of here that I can bolt into those two holes on the back, or if I wanted to put it underneath the front, I'm going to have two other holes drilled that would go in to those two spots. So either up there or here. So I can put that on, that screw stand on here to hold the rear. And I can roll the front away with Joe's stand, or like we need to do the front crank seal on this. So I'll put Joe's stand on the frame rails because he has a special attachment for that. I can put the screw stand then up underneath there to support the engine, and we can roll the front away. So I'm probably overthinking and over-engineering. I mean, it's a 20 ton jack stand, but then again, when you're talking, if things fall, it could really hurt somebody. I think that's it's probably about appropriate for what I'm trying to do here. So the other thing is, yesterday I took a road trip, and just as an idea, I started up at home and then went clear down over north of Cincinnati, actually over closer to Oxford, Ohio, to pick up a tractor. I got a guy that wants me to work on it, and I'll go over that here in a minute. I left Oxford and I drove clear over by Wilmington, a little south of Wilmington, to an area called Lynchburg, which I'm having trouble finding that on here. But anyway, it's right here in the area of, yeah, I can't find it. Anyway, close by there. Anyway, I went and saw Chad over there, who was nice enough to hook me up with some Moline banana weights. He had 6 of them, and he had a weight bracket off of an M5. Doesn't have the tractor anymore, and he asked me if I was interested, and so after I picked up this tractor I'm going to be working on, I went over there and picked up those weights. So I was very happy to get those. Had a great conversation with Chad at his house. He's got a lot of different tractors. He's working on an Oliver 1955 right now. He had a broken ring. He's working on that. He had 2 white 8900 combines there, Oliver 880. So we stood around for an hour and 45 minutes and talked a lot about tractors. So that was fun. Was at an auction a few weeks ago. Got these new 16-inch rims. I'm gonna have 15 inches on my small trailer, and I wanted to go to 16, so I was able to pick these rims up, and that's gonna be going on that trailer. And then I got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff here that came with the tractor I went and picked up yesterday, old parts and different things. Kind of got myself into a little something here on this tractor I picked up yesterday. We'll walk outside in a minute here and I'll kind of go over it, but it's a little different color than the yellow, but it was kind of a unique tractor, and I kind of want to mess with it and see if I can get it fixed for him. So just a quick overview of things that I've been going on around here. Just, you know, it's that time of the year. I did put different ends on my battery cables on the 302. The other ones are down in there, you can't see them, but notice that those were kind of not in great shape, so I wanted to do that. I was going to take the propane tank completely off this tractor, but the rear mounting spots are clear back in there, which on this side you can get to it. On the other side, it's not so easy. Try to get all kinds of tools in there, but you can see it's down in there, and I gave up finally. What I wanted to do was get at the back of the gauges, so I just ended up taking all the screws out. Some of those were almost stripped, but I was able to get them out, get the gauges up. I need to work on those. I need to get a true oil pressure gauge, a Moline oil pressure gauge. I got a couple of people looking for that, and they had swapped out the oil pressure gauge. They put the old mechanical one in, and I need to get a sender to put on there to go back to using an electrical oil pressure gauge on this tractor. I don't really mind the look of the mechanical one. I think it'll clean it up by not having this all bent up tube running all over. Just picking away at little things. You guys know how it is when it gets cold. You just kind of do the little things that you can do in the time that you have, and then you know, hope for warm weather. In this case, I'm waiting for blocks and heads from my machine shop so that I can start putting this thing back together. But I do need to split it, so that's why I want to get the rear stand in, because I got to look at the clutch, and I need to find a torque and put an amp-torque back in this one. So just all kinds of things. But I'm going to head outside here and show you the little project that I've picked up for the winter. There's the trailer. It's out. Unfortunately, we're going to get snow tonight, and it's going to have to sit out for that. But made this trip yesterday. I ended up putting $91 in diesel back in the truck after all that driving around yesterday. But yep, there you see it, a Ford 1600. This was bought new by my friend's dad. His brothers had it and worked it for a few years. It doesn't want to start real well. The power steering doesn't seem to be working. I think it has power steering. I need to look into that. I literally got it home yesterday, and I used it to unload those banana weights, and then I pulled it over here where it would be covered so it doesn't get snowed on tonight, because I'm not quite ready to take it inside. But it definitely's got some issues. I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. He said it's been getting some water in the oil. I'm hopeful that it's just a head gasket or something simple. Hopefully not a crack block or something like that, because I've heard parts are kind of hard to come by on these. These were made for Ford by Shabura. It's a Shabura diesel engine in it, a 2-cylinder. There's the tag. I haven't even gotten into checking all this out yet, but made in Japan. It's, like I said, a 2-cylinder diesel. I got this thing started yesterday to move it off the trailer, and it was cold. We're in the 20s, and boy, it sounded like it was going to be shooting stuff out of the side of the block. I mean, it's a typical hammering 2-cylinder diesel. Just sounds like two hammers pounding on the side of the block. And so one of the things I'm going to have to do to this is I'm going to have to take the loader off it before I take it in the barn, just so I can get at the engine. The hydraulics seemed to work fairly well yesterday when I was out here moving that stuff around. So just a little project that I took on, and I hope I don't regret taking on. Hopefully I can get this one done, and about the time I'll get parts back on the diesel, or I'm sorry, the propane, and then I can keep working and get things ready for spring. I really wish that I could power wash this thing today, because it's just covered in dirt every place, and it would just help me see a little bit better. I know very little about Fords, very little about these tractors, so the more clean that it would be so I could see it, the better off I think I would be. But this is yeah, it's going to be an interesting little project, but it could be a fun one, and hopefully in the end I can get this thing working the way that it needs to be working, and that will help my friend out. They have some little property that they want to use this on. The cylinders, I did see the cylinders on the loader are all leaking, but I think for what he's going to use it for, that's not the end of the world. I think the main thing is to get it so it'll start. I don't think the glow plugs are working, and figure out why there's water in the oil, and just kind of go through this thing and figure out what's going on. So you can kind of weather through this with me as I learn about a Ford 1600 Japanese made tractor. But yeah, it again, I wish I could start this thing up for you right now, but just put a piece of metal there and get 2 sledgehammers and just start beating on it, and that's what it sounds like. Kind of an interesting tractor. It does have a foot throttle, and you hit it and it's it makes some noise for sure. So this is kind of a short video today, just kind of covering what I've been up to. Hopefully I can kind of chronicle my progress on this Ford. Hopefully I can get some stuff done on the other projects in there here soon, get that water pump going, just chipping away at things. So appreciate everybody watching. And Chad, thanks again for all your help yesterday, and just talking to you and those weights. I appreciate that. And as always, even though this is blue, we all bleed yellow. So I will keep making the videos, getting some good responses on that. So thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until the next video.